Are you guys struggling to notch missiles 10 kilometers or less away from you? They're dying like these clips shown here. Well, if so, you guys are in the right spot. I'm going to go over how to notch missiles or close range missiles very effectively here. I'm going to be going over 5 main things in the video here today. Your positioning, or what I call playing defensive, pre-notching, playing too defensive, flick shots, and then just knowing your jet. So going over those. And by the end of this video, we'll get you guys notching missiles like this clip right here.
Radar is not it right now. Holy, guys. That was close. That was close. Oh my goodness, guys.
All right, so we're going to take a look here at the first clip. And this is going to really show the basics of notching at close range. Because 75% of notching at close range is just going to be your positioning. The rest is going to be technique here. So we'll break this down here. And yes, a good example because we are playing against the Rafale. So notching close range Mikas, which they are going to be the hardest close range missile to notch in the game. So yeah, we can see he does shoot over here. It's very important you guys understand how to read your RWR, right? We can see he's shooting from over in this area, so we're already notching that way. And we notice the missile here. So we're going to do a simple notch, you know, a little bit more than 90 degrees. That little roll I always do here helps me throw off the missile. I know some people don't do that. For me, it personally works a lot. Very effective for me. And what I'm going to do here is I kind of call this a flick shot. I use this when I'm playing on the defensive and I see an opportunity where I can capitalize on the enemy and I can get a quick shot off and then instantly go back into my notch here. And I'll go over that a little bit more in depth here. It's a great way if they're overcommitting while you're playing on the defensive to kill them, to get a nice shot on them or even make them back off a bit. So we'll see here I flick back and then I instantly go back into a notch. I'm basically pre-notching. I'm pre-expecting him to fire, which he does. And we're going to hold this general position here. I think this is very important. Like I was saying, 75% of notching close range missiles is how you position yourself around your enemy. The biggest tip I can give is play off your enemy. And again, we'll see more examples of that here in a second. But again, I'm facing almost already 90 degrees to where he is. He's going to fire 2 more Mikas at me. And because I'm in such a good position, I'm going to notch those extremely easy. But let's move on to the next clip here, guys. All right, so I'm moving on to the second clip here. I think this one just shows a perfect example of when you're more head-on with enemies, how you're going to want to approach, you know, them in the missile fight. Because I would honestly say, guys, my strongest part of my game is my medium to short range missile combat. Again, it all comes down to positioning. So we're going to fire that missile at him there. And notice what we do here. So right here. He's over there still flying straight. And instead of us flying straight, we are already going to position ourselves a little bit sideways, almost like tilting, playing defensive as I call it, getting ready to notch just in case here. So again, this basically sets us up to notch easier. And something I'll probably make another video on is I always create or try to create pockets of space where I have space to notch, where I know it's my safe space. So I am going to notch to the right here. But again, that's a little bit more specific, more positioning. I'll probably make another video on it. But yeah, again, we're going to tilt to the side here. He fires a missile 6 kilometers out. And just because we positioned ourselves well, we're going to do that technique of more than 90 degrees. That little roll while spamming our chaff. And that's going to let us dodge the missile here. All right, so taking a look at another clip here. This one here is a vertical notch, which I know a lot of people have more trouble with. So just to show it. But honestly, guys, it's a lot easier than it seems. A lot of the times, if somebody is playing below you, you're in already a position where you can easily notch. So you just lift your nose up, get visual on it, and notch it. So yeah, thought I would show that clip here as well. All right, so moving on to the final clip here of just the basic positioning. We are up against the Eurofighter. We do shoot. And again, he's going our direction. So whenever I'm going on a head-on missile engagement like this, I'm always going to start, as we can see here, pointing a little bit to the side already, and we can see he is less than 6 kilometers away. He fires at us, but again, when we're already set up in a position, makes it easier for us to notch. We're going to be able to notch this very easily. And then again, we're going to cut the throttle here to turn basically faster, more 90 degrees, do a little roll while we're basically putting out chaff. And that is really it, guys. That is the one secret to being successful at notching close range. So it does really depend on your awareness as well, knowing where your enemies are at. That's always going to set you up for success here. All right, so we're going to look at pre-notching here, which is basically as it sounds. We're going to be pre-notching where he shoots, right? So obviously here we're up against an F-15C, and just to replay it because it was a little bit quick here. So basically, we see him right here, right on our radar. Again, he's below us. So as we saw in one of the earlier clips, vertical notches are very, very easy when they are below you. So we can obviously expect for him to take a shot at us here. So that's what I predict. I do like to try to predict what my enemy is going to do. It helps me a lot when I play. So we're going to fire that, and we're instantly going to start notching here before he even shoots. He just shooted right here, or shot right here, and look at our position already, guys. We are almost 90 degrees already to the missile, and that makes it so much easier for us to just easily notch his Fox 3. So, yeah, pre-notching is a very, very effective way in a lot of cases. So let me show another example here. All right, so this clip here again is going to show pre-notching. It's going to be on the second one here, but we do have a guy in front of us. Again, we're going to start turning already because we know he's going to shoot at us, right? He's headed our direction. We can see that in our radar. So we're going to essentially position ourselves ready to notch that. Going to cut the throttle, go more than 90 degrees, and then dump chaff and do our little roll. And we're about to see here, because he actually notched our missile as well, was a pretty competent player here. We're going to get super close to him, and you guys will see here a very quick notch. And again, I'm going to pre-notch this. So as soon as I fire my missile, I'm going to instantly go into a notch here. So as you guys can see, I'm already pre-notching when he shoots the missile. Look at my position, guys. I'm already in that situation where I'm good to notch this extremely close range. All right, so I'm going to play a clip here of where an example of we play 2 defensive. So we're on the defensive the whole time, and we're in just a bad position. And just kind of show you guys how it can really get you killed. So we really want to find that middle ground of playing defensive, but not playing too defensive where we're going to be put in a bad spot. So we can see we have an F-18 who is spamming missiles. And this is really going to apply to like the F-18s, the Su-30s, where they can fire like 8 missiles at you. So we're just notching the whole time. We can't make him play on the defensive. And yeah, he's going to get a really good angle on us here, guys. Because we were playing on the defensive. He's going to shoot at us. He actually misses all his shots, luckily. And we end up actually getting a good turn on him here. But that's the general gist of it here, right? Is you don't want to play too defensive to the point where the enemy can just close the gap. Because as soon as the enemy closes the gap, you're in a very bad spot. So I'm going to show you some examples of how I counter that here with what I call a flick shot. I'll probably make another video on it too. But I'm going to play some clips where I have live commentary because I got a lot with the Su-27 SM the other day. But basically, it's a way just to, if your enemy's closing the gap, it's a way for you to basically either 1, put them on the defensive, or 2, kill them if they are playing too aggressive and capitalize on that. So let me go ahead and play the clips for those here.
Oh my goodness. Boom! Oh my god, that's beautiful, man. Yep, F-15 somewhere, and he's not getting picked up on the radar, guys. I'm having to find these guys through where they shoot their missile. This is crazy.
All right. Gonna fire that off. Oh, we got another guy on us here. The heck? All right, so on to the last topic here I wanted to discuss was just knowing your jet. And what I mean by this is a couple things. So the first one is you need to understand how your jet is, how your jet works, in the sense of playing defensively, right? So, for example, like a Eurofighter is the best defensive jet in the game, right? Even if I play a situation bad, I can still most likely notch a missile just because of how strong defensively it is, how agile it is, right? Whereas, let's say if I'm playing with a SA-30 or an F-16, like an F-16, right? My turning ability is very slow when I'm going higher speeds. So I may need to actually position myself more defensively earlier on than if I were playing a Eurofighter. So you need to understand your jet in that sense. Like a SA-30, for example, you engage in a 1v1 and you notch one missile, you lost like half your energy, right? So very important to understand that. And not only just to understand it playing defensively, but just to succeed with the jet, right? Like take the Eurofighter, for example. You know, and the thing too is like, people always bring up offensive capabilities. SA-30 is a good example. Like it has this many missiles, all of that, right? But not a lot of people bring up the defensive capabilities of jets. The difference that makes. So you want to play to its strengths, right? Like for the Eurofighter, for example, it may not have as strong of an offensive power as like a SA-30, but it has a better defensive capability. So that's why if you watch my Eurofighter videos, I will always target 1v1 situations with like SA-30s, F-15s, F-18s, because my defensive capability just outmatches theirs, and I'm going to win that. And a good way to put it is their room for error is so huge compared to mine. You know, even if I mess up a little bit, I'm still in a good spot. So understand that as a whole. Use that to your advantages. Understand how to play it defensively, and even understand how to make that an offensive power. But let me know what guides you guys want to see next. As always, if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe.